Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. It's Wednesday the 23rd of March. We have got some new mods and we have got 3 updates, I think it is today. Compared to the last 2 days, today is an easy mod day. Shouldn't take too long, you'll barely feel a thing. Unless, of course, now the mods drop very early today, so unless any more mods drop later on, hopefully after I've recorded this and posted it we don't get any more, but who knows. The update today, the Flegel ASS 298, the Massey Ferguson 7700S and the Massey Ferguson 7700, all by LS Agra Ole, have all had updates. In front of me we have got the SMP 3.0 by Sorega 56, 13.72 megabytes download, 7 slots on console. This is a liquid tanker, 10,000 litres, and it is cheap as chips. It will do all your liquids as far as I can tell. Very nicely made, nicely detailed. It's the price really more than anything, I think, for me on this one. Especially if you're starting out and you're doing animals or whatever it is you're doing. Like I say, it doesn't really matter what it is you're doing. If we go to our tools and we go to, we were on animals. On the end, the SMP 3.0, 2,500, that's all. Slot count comes down from 7 to 1. Liquid fertilizer, herbicide, milk or water it will take. We have got an option on the back of an empty cage, so spare will no, or yes if you want a spare. You can't change wheels, but you might want it on there. We can change the main colour to anything on that pallet, and rim colour to anything on that pallet. Those are the options. Over to the left, it says 10,000 litres. There's not much more to say on that one. This tanker holds 10,000 litres. Lovely. Next, we've got this, the Kverneland Taarup. TA753C by no.naim. This is 8.01 megabytes download, 6 slots on console. It's 7 metre wide windrower. Very nicely detailed. This has have a nice little perk, I think. I was going to say trick up its sleeve, but it's not a trick up its sleeve. It's a bit of a perk, really. If we go in and look at it under windrowers, 14 grand for the base model. Like I say, 7 metres wide, will run at 11 miles an hour. Only requires 45 horsepower as well, which is pretty cool. We've got the option of Trelleborg, BKT, Mitas, or back again. The BKT and Mitas have just got those options. The Trelleborg has got a standard or a wide, which is slightly more knobbly tyre on it. We've got main colour. Now, at the moment, it's on original red new, and the price is 14,100. The next one is original red old. If you click on that, it drops the price by 1,400, which is pretty cool. Brings it down to 12,600. So, yeah, a bit of a perk. It's the only one. All the other colours, I think, are they're all standard. There's no new or old. It's just the original reds. So original old, original new, or new or original old. Then rim colour, anything on this palette here. Like so. And it should work like a regular old windrower. Now I need this for the next bit I'm going to do. So I'll unfold it. Set up, drop it down, and away we go. Windrowing just as a windrower should. 7 metres wide, windrow to the middle. There's no options on this one to tilt it, twist it, or anything like that. Some of the ones we've had before have the ability to move it away from fencing, and oh, that's a bit slidey. Let's turn that back on again because I need to move that over a bit further. There we go. The Kverneland Taarup TA753C by no.naim. So, we'll raise that up. Fold it away. And then next we have got the Unia Grudziadz U601 by HajstelMods E and EE. This is a roller. It comes under grassland tools. The reason as well that I cut the grass and we've just windrow it should work really well. When you've cut your grass, if we check on our map, I may be teaching Granny to suck eggs here, but if we go to that one here, soil compositions, turn that off, turn that off. So once you've cut your grass, and this is our grass strip here, it takes it back to its first fertilising state. So you have one fertilising state. If you use rollers and things like that, especially grassland equipment, that gives you another fertilising state. So you can roll over your grassland after it's been done, and you'll get a fertilising state. We should get a dark strip there. You can just about see that dark strip. Free fertilising state using a roller. There you go. See a little bit darker now as we've done 2 runs over it. If you do that when your grass is growing, it will take your grass back to this. So if I had a little bit of grass growth, if it wasn't fully grown like that, but was partially grown, that will initially kind of, what it used to be like delete fields, it will take the grass back to this state. So you have to be careful you don't roll over grass that's ready to cut, or that you want to. Obviously this stuff it doesn't, I don't think it does. It's only on like proper grass field type things. Now the other thing I will say, this only goes, you can only pull this at 9 miles an hour. So if you're going to take it out to a field, I would put it on a trailer, just because you can get it out there a lot quicker. And it saves any problems or issues in case you roll over some grass you weren't intending to. You'll find it under Grassland Care. On the end, 2,500. 1 slot anyway. 2.14 megabytes download. Options available. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette. It does the roller. And then that does the chassis. Framework around it. That's it. 1.8 metres wide. Free fertilising state on your grass. Lovely, which brings me on to the last mod, but it's kind of a mod pack, and it's this, and it was what the thumbnail kind of alluded to. This is the Albutt, Magsi, Paladin, Stoll, EasyForks pack by GnomAtom, 3.16 megabytes download. Now we have got Bale spikes, spears and pallet forks for front loader vehicles or front loader attachments, pallet fork for wheel loader. We've got pallet fork and bale spear for telehandler, and then the same thing, pallet fork and bale spikes for skid steer loader. Now all these get added into the ones we've got already once you install the pack, and all of these have got the option to change colours. This one, if you change the colours, it changes the spear colour. And you might be asking yourself, well, okay, that's great, but why do we need more of these? And that's kind of what this mod, I guess, is mostly about. I'll show you first. We don't need to go into huge detail, but under front loader tools, on the very end, you'll see the ones at the bottom. It says Albutt, Magsi, Paladin, Stoll, EasyFork mod. So we've got that one there, the barrel spike for 600. These are all slot counts of 2s and 1s. There's nothing above a 2. Pallet fork. So that one we can change. The main colour is the actual spikes. That one we can have standard, or we can have it without brand logo. These two we can change the main colour. The same on that one as well. Then if we go to our wheel loaders, there's only one under this one. The Magsi pallet fork on the end, we can change the main colour on that. Under telehandler tools, we've got the bale fork and the pallet fork. Again, we can change the main colour on each of those. And then under skid steer loaders, we've got the Paladin pallet fork and the bale spear. Again, 2s and 1 slots, which will come down to 1, and we can change the main colours on these as well. So, what's the point? Well, the addition on this is the Switchable Collision. I might put that on the thumbnail, actually. If I hook that up. So, at the moment, we can use this regular bale spear, bale spike. So, if I can go to my bale, pick it up, go and take it wherever I want to take it. Job done, very happy, lovely. Sometimes you get that situation where the bale doesn't want to come off for some reason, or it's a pain, or you're just finding you've got an awkward angle to get in at. With this one, L1 and X, unfold front loader tool, switches off the collision on the pallet forks or the spikes. So I press that now, L1 and X, I can then take my spikes in and out. So when you get to where you're going, you can just drop off whatever you've got. Now, it may be cheating, but sometimes you do get a situation where they just get stuck. And if they don't get stuck, it's not a problem, doesn't matter. But if you've got these anyway, if you get that situation where you think, oh, this is a nightmare, and you know, how many times you've been somewhere and you're doing this with a bale and you're tipping it up and you're shaking it up and down and wiggling it around trying to get the bale to come off. You can just switch that off and it will drop off, no problem at all. That I think is more relevant with pallets, because I have found more, and especially because in FS22 now we are doing production chains. There's so much more pallet work involved. Some of the pallet forks have a tendency to get stuck underneath. Sometimes you're trying to unload and you get that weird thing where the vehicle won't reverse, it won't go forward. You're reversing and it is going forward, or you're going forward and it's reversing, and it can be an absolute pain. And some people just don't like pallet fork work, you know. Shall I do both of these at the same time? I think I will. So we go into our pallets, pick them up, they work, no problem at all. And you know, I find as well it happens more when you're trying to stack pallets on top. You watch, it's going to come out perfectly, no problem at all. Of course it is. I know, got a bit of wheel slip there. But if you get into a position where you are unloading your pallets, you're trying to put them onto a trailer, you know, you've got it in that perfect position, and then when you go to pull the, you know, you come to reverse out, and then for some reason one sticks, the other one doesn't, one pallet stays where it is, the other one comes with you, you know how it can be. So same thing with this, with pallets, L1 and X just removes that collision. You can back out no problem at all, even if you don't move them. I'm not saying you have to pull it up through the pallets or anything like that, but if you have got that moment where it sticks and as you go to reverse it's going to drag these away again, just do that and you can pull out the pallets no problem at all, and there's no sticking, there's no problems. Yes, of course you can go into them like that, but you can't pick them up until you put that switchable collision back on again. And you've got it across all the various different loading pieces of equipment. They all do the same thing. It's just a handy little addition to have, let's be honest. And that's it. But like I say, unless any mods drop later on, it could do, you never know. That's it for the mods for today, Wednesday the 23rd of March. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.